I didn't finish Quake. I get the point of a backlog is to beat these games, but I'm sorry, Quake just didn't give me much to work with. This was the next step for the folks at id after Doom 2, and it shows. Quake is full 3D with polygonal enemies, environments, and more in-depth maps and lighting than its predecessor. Quake also throws away Doom's sci-fi aesthetic in favor of a gothic cathedral-inspired design, but also at the same time it keeps a lot of the sci-fi stuff like the lightning gun and the nail gun. I mean, this is all kind of just a reminder of the fact that Quake's been in development longer than Doom. It was meant to be an action RPG platformer thing starring a guy named Quake, but now the guy's not named Quake and Trent Reznor is here. Right away, Quake's music is non-existent in the Steam release. It's a silent endeavor. Throw on your favorite music, throw on that wacky parade song from A Hat in Time, or just go online and find a patch and a source port and there you go. You get the music. It's kinda minimalist. I don't really know what I expected from the composer of the film adaptation of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but it certainly wasn't errant tiny beeps and backmasked whispers way off in the distance. I guess I kind of expected something a little more harder, brutal, kind of an industrial EDM-ish rock. Oh my god. Oh god, I'm sorry, Doom. Oh, I'm sorry, Doom 2016. So I don't mean to run off on a tangent, but Trent's oldest son is named Lazarus Echo Reznor. If the Quake protagonist has a name, it is definitely Lazarus Echo Reznor. Quake's plot is hard to follow. I got that I was playing as a marine trying to stop demons in Doom, and the text crawls helped a lot. In Quake, you don't get any text crawls. Actually, you do, but if you press any button, you end up skipping them completely, so whatever. You play as the Quake Ranger, and you're using newly invented portal technology to track down ancient runes to defeat a great old one. Each chapter of what I ended up playing opens in a military base like those in Doom, but they're way less saturated with oppressive music. They feel less like intense rushes and more like dreary slogs, even though Ranger moves faster than Doom Guy. The weapon roster is initially pretty similar. You've got your shotgun, your double-barrel super shotgun, a nail gun, the more accurate minigun, and on top of the rocket launcher, you also have a grenade launcher, which is a weapon you really couldn't do in Doom. You can ricochet grenades off of walls, and you can use them to check hallways for enemies or shoot into windows upstairs to deal with them early, and some enemies even chuck grenades back at you. Speaking of the enemies, they're just less memorable than the ones in Doom. Let's be real. Who's this bloke? What about that guy? What's his name? Is his name Jim? His name might be Jim. I mentioned I didn't finish Quake. I made it halfway through episode 3 and then kind of just stopped. I was getting bored. The enemies take a ton of punishment and it was just getting really draining. I like the gothic aesthetic far more than I like the generic sci-fi crap Quake 2, 3, and 4 became, and my interests do not lie in the multiplayer. What would help me stay interested? Better frickin' presentation. It seems that this whole, it's real, so it's gotta be shades of brown thing we saw in the 7th generation got its start in the 5th because good golly, this game's got like 2 colors, red and brown. Go average up the color of every pixel of a Quake screenshot and the color you get is most definitely a reddish brown. Doom's colors were not super cartoony and bright, but they had plenty of vibrance to them that brought things to life. There were blues, there were reds, there were whites and yellows. I'm getting fatigued looking at the same color and environmental design for an entire campaign. Also, again, fighting enemies is just a slog because they have so much health. Overall, Quake tries its hardest to unsettle me, but the visual design just kind of makes me sleepy more than anything, and then when one guy takes 10 shotgun shells to kill and they throw 4 of them at me, I'm ready to tap out. So I did. Didn't finish Quake. If you want to play Quake, it's available on PC, Mac, the Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, and N64, and the source code is publicly available, so you could port it to pretty much anything. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, I'd recommend subscribing. Patreon and social media links are in the description.